Okay. Somebody took it now. Okay. Thank you all for coming here today. Today I'm here to share with you the story of a wonderful lady. Who is this woman, you may ask? This woman is my grandmother. Frances Christine Henderson was her maiden name. Later in life, her last name changed to McQuiston when she married my grandfather. She was born on January 28, 1924, in New Jersey, in the mix of the Great Depression, and her father leaving only hours after she was born. My grandmother was the oldest of 5 children, with 3 boys and 2 girls. With her mother working to support the family by herself, my grandmother was left home to care for her and all her siblings. After graduating from high school, she got her first job as a chemical inspector at DuPont. In 1950, she got tired of the cold winters in New Jersey. She packed up all her stuff and followed her mother, who had moved to Florida. After moving to Florida, she got a job as a waitress at a diner called the Beaver. While working there, she met my grandfather, Carlos F. McQuiston. He was 13 years older than her. She was 26 at the time. After only dating for about 3 months, my grandfather found out that he would be deployed to Japan. He then asked for her hand in marriage. Then, after only being married for about a month, he was deployed. My grandmother waited a year for her papers to allow her to follow him to Japan. After receiving her papers to allow her to go over, she left immediately and drove from Florida to California straight through to get to the ship in time. After arriving in Japan, they lived for 2 years on the base. In 1953, they moved back to America, and in 1956, they had a daughter, my mother, named Linda Jenny McQuiston. After having her, my grandmother became a stay-at-home mom, and my grandfather retired from the military and became a woodworker making furniture. My grandmother was very independent, especially for a lady in the 1950s. She bought and owned several properties. My grandmother helped to raise me and my brother. While my parents worked day and nights with 12-hour shifts, she would pick us up from school, take us to her house, make us lunch and dinner, and put us to bed. She made sure to raise me to be independent and taught me how to cook and how to sew. She raised me to be strong and to never give up. I am happy to say that she has passed this on to me. Whenever I think of giving up, I think about how hard her life was, and it makes me want to only push myself harder to be more like her.